This
left over
conference
with
will
some
now be
of the
recorded.
post installation steps. Those first we are going to complete them, then right. Right then. So as a part of post installation steps, so and Yogesh, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So as a part of post installation step, one more thing you have to check here is the internet settings. So generally the configuration will be taken care by the basis team. But what happens is, as we already discussed yesterday, NWBC is going to be one of the important transaction code for SAP. But to launch NWBC, we require internet. Okay, so without internet, the NWBC will not run. So while if you get any errors directly every time, we can't always contact the team. So sometimes we have to take our own responsibility. So first we have to do our primary investigation, then only we can ask the basis team. So in order to do that, we require some basic information, and the transaction code is SICF. So SICF is the transaction code for checking the internet services. So here is the, so this is for filter for calling ICF hierarchy. ICF stands for Internet Communication Framework. Okay. Select the services, hierarchy type is services. Go to service part and browse it. Select the SAP. Okay. So select the SAP, and so go for the about default host, select the SAP, and just drop down in the SAP. Below you can select something called as a, yeah, GRC, governance risk compliance, and select the NWBC. This is the part which we have to select here. SAP GRC NWBC, and execute this one. So when I execute this one, here I can say that this is already having internet framework. How can I say that there is the internet is active or inactive? Means when if it is in dark color in this way, in fully visible color, it is in active state. For suppose I am going to deactivate this service for you. So if it is in deactive position, you are going to get in this color, in an invisible color. Okay. So if it is in this way, your NWBC will also not work. So here we are having all the authorization, but in the real time, we don't get authorization to do all these activities. Only up to display we can have. So if it is not in the active state, if you feel that the internet communication is not on, you should contact the basis team and say that the internet communication is not in active position, so please check it. You can ask them. And here also we should be also checking the HTTPs. So here also one more transaction code you should be having, that is MICM. Okay. So here are the ICMs we are having. Internet communication monitors, all these things. Okay. Threads, you can open anything, and they must be all available or not. You have to check it here. So if any ICM port is not in active state, what we have to do this, if it is 1 means inactive, 0 means inactive. So to run the HTTP, we need all these things in the active state. For suppose if the ICMs are not available or not in the active stage, we can customize these things through the profile parameters also. So what is the transaction code to customize profile parameters? No. SCR means for,
Arthur
sorry,
17.
RZ,
17 for
RJ
RZ
11.
7.
Arth.
Okay, it's the RZ10. RZ10 is the transaction code for customizing the profile parameters. Okay, so just open the transaction code. So here also this is a basis thing, just for knowledge purpose only. Just go for RJ10, select any profile parameter and go for the extended maintenance. Okay, so here just go for parameters, and here you can see all the ICM ports available for you. So in this way, so there will be some port numbers available, ICM port 1, port 2, port 3. In this way, the HTTP ports will be available. Generally, this task will be here we are having the ICM server ports. These will be handled by them only, but just for knowledge purpose. Select any port if you need to activate, and the value must be 1. 1 means already in active you are getting this one. See, so if you make this one as 0, they will be deactivated and it may affect our communication. Okay, communication is our internet services. So this is one of the thing which you have to remember. These are not the things which we are going to do every day or once in a while also. Just for knowledge purpose only. You are going to interact with them with the basic stream, and you have to have some knowledge in these things. Okay, now coming to one more thing, that is integration with the database. So what happens here is GRC is installed on top of GRC is installed on top of either SQL database or HANA database, but mostly 99.99 situations they will be maintaining on HANA database, because on SQL database the system will be very slower for you. So no one is going to run, but we can still maintain. But here we are going to do is our GRC system integrated with database or not, we are going to check this one. So what is GRC system? Application. What is this one? Database. Are we doing all the operations in the application of the database? In the application server we are doing. So are the operations we doing in the applications thing or updating in the database or not, we have to check. So this is generally what happens. This is our ECC system or the S4 HANA system we are going to have, and here we are having the GRC system. So what are we doing? We are going to operate in this way. From GRC system, we are going to get the data in this way. But whatever operations we do here, those should be even updated in the database, in the database, in the HANA database, these should be done. So to check, to verify this one, what we have to do is integration, database integration we have to check here. So this integration can be checked in two ways. One is to run a program here. Okay, so the program name is, so in SE38 you can run a program called adbc underscore. So the transaction code is SE38. Here you can run a ABAP program, that is ADBC underscore test connection we are going to have. Yeah, this one, testing the database connection. This is the program which we have to execute here. So automatically the system runs the program for you and display what is the database connector name. So this information will be available with base system, but no values. So we don't have the connector name, but there will be something like a HANA DB or something they will be providing you. When you execute, it is going to show you. Right now it is showing it is not defined in DBCO, but the connection name will be displayed here. You can check it here. This is one method. Another method is you can run something called as a database cockpit. So the transaction code is DBA cockpit is the transaction code we are having. So by using this transaction code also, we can check the database integration. The transaction code is running. Just wait for a moment. Yeah. So this is the thing. So this is the database we are having. Just go for the test connection. Go for the text connection, you can do it. Actually they have put a restriction for the database access for in this system. So select this system and go for the test, connect the test with the selected application server, or there is only one application server you can run for everything. So see here, here we are getting the test access. So DBSL library available, so everything you are getting test successful, test successful. By this what we can make sure that we are having the perfect integration with the database. So this is the second method by running the DBA cockpit. Okay, right. Now let us. This is all about the integration. Now next topic we are going to start is the connection settings or the RFC settings we are going to have in SAP. Now anyone having any doubts in the RFC connections? Should I repeat once again? So let me create one RFC connection for you. So, so what is this one? This is our GRC system we are having. This is the S4 HANA system. Close this one. So now I am going to log in into the GRC system. Okay. And going to create an RFC connection. What is the transaction code to create RFC connection?
SM59.
SM59 is the T code. Very good. So here go for the create option. Now tell me, do we require any logical name here to create RFC? Yes. Why yes?
Yes.
Not required. So previously what we have done, RFC connection for CUA configuration. At that time, the logical name is required. Right now, the logical name is not required. You can give whatever name you want. So I am giving my RFC destination as something like GRC S4 HANA. I am giving a name here. So let me use the capital X. GRC underscore S4 HANA is my RFC name. You can give any name here. What is the connection type?
Web connection.
ABAP. Okay, ABAP connections 3. And give a description. Make sure that you remember the description. So right now from here onwards, in most of the places, you should be identifying your your RFC connection with the description only. Your RFC name is not directly displayed in most of the places. So make sure that you are remembering the name. So here my description also I am giving GRC S4 HANA connection by Krishna. I am giving my name. After that, give an enter button. So give a targeted host name. Either you can give the host name or the IP address, whatever is available. Here I can see the host name, that is S4 HANA S4 HAN 2020. So both are installed on the same system only. For this reason, the IP address and the names are same, don't worry in that. So give the name S4 HAN 2020. So the host name S4 HAN 2020. So what is, but the instance numbers are different. What is the, which instance number should we provide? Is the GRC or S4 HANA? S4 HANA instance number. So in my server it's 21. Provide the 21 here. So 21 and give the enter button. So you should automatically get the IP address automatically. Even you provide the host name or the IP address, the IP address below should be updated automatically. Nextly, go for logon and security. Language English. So what is the client number we have to provide? Client number of S4 HANA system. So let me check. What is the S4 HANA system client number? 400. So give the it and give the user ID available in client 400. That is, I am giving the user ID and the password also. Now, after providing all these details, it's time for checking the connection. Go for connection test. So, if the connection test is perfect, means all the details which you have provided in the technical settings are correct, no errors. Now, go for the authorization test. So this is also success, means all the details you have provided in the logon and security are correct. Go for the remote logon. You should be able to redirect to the so client 400. See, now you are able to redirect to client 400. So our RFC is 100% successful. Okay, got it? Now close this one. So successfully we have created an RFC connection. Okay, now it's time to do some of the things called post installation steps we are going to do. So what I am going to do is go to the transaction code SPRO and go for reference IMG. Here my target is the GRC folder. In the GRC folder, go for the common component settings. So in the common component settings, going for the integration framework. So just remember the pathway which I am going. Here these are the three steps which we need to execute. That is create connector, maintain connector and connector types. Third one is the maintain connection settings. These are the three important settings for us. Fortunately, what happened is just now we have completed step one, that is creating a connection. So if I hit the create connection, where is it redirecting? To SM59 only. So what is our connection name? That is GRC S4 HANA. We have given something here. So it is available here. GRC S4 HANA is our connection name. It is available here. So after creating an RFC connection, what is the step 2 here? Maintain connectors and connector types we are having. So we require some knowledge to do this execution. So what it is saying? Define connector types it is saying. So there are several types of connection types we need to know. So in order to do this, let us take an example. So as we discussed, GRC is a central system. Okay, so let me assume the GRC system is client 200 we are having here. Now, I am going to take two types of systems here. One is ECC system. You are having multiple clients here, like 650, 750, 850. In this way, multiple clients you are maintaining the ECC system. So just an example. And another types of system also you are having. Those are, we can take something like a BW system we are having. So BW you are maintaining in 600, 700 and 800. So as per our theory, it does not matter how many systems you are having. Every system must be connected to GRC. So the same thing we have to do it. Give RFC connection from 650 to 200. Give RFC connection from 750 to 200. Give RFC connection from 850 to 200. Okay, right. Give RFC connection from 600 to 200. Give RFC connection from 700 to 200. Give RFC connection from 800 to 200. So up to this you are going to do. But what happens is in GRC we are going to have something called as a concept called RFC settings. So in GRC system, we have to perform this activity called something like, after giving RFC connection, we have to perform something called as RFC connection, RFC settings. So doing these many settings is a difficult task for us. So in order to overcome this situation, SAP has given some concept called grouping. We can group several RFC connections into one group. So here what I am going to do is, I am going to create one group here where I combine multiple ECC clients here. So like 650 and 850. These two clients, these two RFCs I am going to maintain a group. This group they are calling as a logical group. Okay, what they are going to call this one? Logical group. So I am providing a name for this, something like LG underscore ECC, logical group for ECC systems. In the same way, for BW clients also, I am grouping multiple BW RFC connections, 600 and 700. So this is also called as a logical group. So here what I am giving a naming convention called LG underscore BW. Okay. So this is the thing I am giving. So by doing this configuration, what we can do is, from this single group, a single RFC settings are available. So you do one setting for this single group, all the settings will be automatically implied for every RFC you added in this group. So what is the property of the logical group is very simple. Same type of system but different clients. So this is the logical group. To form a logical group, what is the requirement? They must be same type of systems. They must be either all ECC systems, or they must be all CRM systems, or they must be all HR systems. So this is the definition of the logical group. And we are also having second type of group here. That group we are going to name them as cross system group. I think. So that is called as a cross system group we have to create. We can create here. What is this cross system group means? We can select a RFC connection from one RFC connection from ECC, one RFC connection from GRC. I am selecting in this way. So here also a single setting is sufficient for the entire group, and obviously all the settings will be implied for every RFC connection. Now what is the definition of the cross system? When can we create a cross system group? They can be different types of systems, and they can be different clients. So this can be your requirement. So based on your requirement, you can create different types of systems here. Okay. So different types of groups here. So if you are having multiple RFC connections for same type of system, you can create a logical group. If you are having multiple RFC connection for different types of systems, then you can create a cross system group. You can select the type of group based on your requirement. These are the two types of RFC groups, or the groups we are having here. So let me do the same thing. These are called as the connection groups. What are they calling this one? Connection groups they will be calling this. These two are the different types of connection groups we are having. Logical group, cross system group. Now select the connection type. I am going to select the SAP systems only. So selecting the SAP option and go for the define connectors. So here what you should be doing is go for new entries and add your RFC connection here. Don't directly manually enter here. Even though you know it, don't add manually here, because if you give any mistake here, by mistake any a letter error, your entire settings will be failed. So always go for browse option and select exactly what is your RFC connection. So my RFC connection which we have created is GRC underscore S4 HANA. Where it is? Have to say. This is our RFC. So in the targeted connector, add your RFC name. Just copy this one and paste it. The same RFC is going to add your target as your source, as your logical group. Okay, for everything it will be same. Browse the connection type and give the SAP system. Sorry, select as the SAP system. So this is the important configuration. Your RFC must be added in the target, in the source and logical group. So the same RFC you will act as your target, source and logical port, everything. And you are having one more option in the last, that is max number of BGWP it is having. What is that one? Background work processes we are having. So what is the transaction code to check the work process in this system? So we
SM50.
discussed it. What is it?
SM50.
SM50. Good. SM50 is the transaction code to check the work processes. So how many background work process I am having, I can check here. So I am having three background work processes here. Okay. So three background work process I am having here. So I can assign, like, so to run the background process related to this RFC connection, what is the max number of work process I can assign? I can give it maximum as 3. 1, 2 or 3, you can give any random value and save the details. raise this transport ticket. So once we are done with this one, next go for the define connector groups. Here you have to create a connection group here. So give the name of your connection. So I am giving something like or else LG01. Okay, or else this will be very much confusing because there are already so many groups here. So let me check what are the group names most of them use. Yeah, right there. So create a new logical group. I am giving as LG01. So logical group for Krishna's project. I am going to create. What type of group I am creating? Logical group. Go for the connection type. So what type of connection is this? SAP system connection. Select it, save the details and select this entire cell and go for assign connector type. Okay. So what is the connector type I need to assign? So you are going to have four types of connection, but as part of our implementation, we use only two types. One is logical group, second one is the cross system group. Here I want to create a logical group only. After that, select the logical group and go for the assign connector. Here you should be adding the RFC connections. So I will be adding like my RFC connection which we have created, that is GRC underscore S4 HANA connection, and just give an enter button and save the details. Okay, that's it. So we have successfully created a connection group. What is the connection group we have created? It's a logical group. What is our logical group name? LG01. Okay, so if at all I select this logical group, automatically here I added only one RFC connection. If I add another RFC connection also, like here is another RFC connection. If I add in this way, whatever settings I do for this logical group, it will automatically implies for all these RFC connections. These RFC connections can be made for maybe targeting different clients or maybe the same system also. Okay, it does not matter for us. For us, for our practice purpose, you can add only one RFC or you can use, you will be getting the same system access. So in your logical group also you can add the same RFC. Okay, we will be doing our implementation based off our logical groups only. Okay, right. So save the details. Now step 2 we have done, creating the connector types. Step 3 will be performing the connector settings. So here we are going to have some integration scenarios. 5 scenarios we are having. Among these 5, now we require only 4 scenarios. First one is authorization management. So when we should be using these integration scenarios? So whenever you want to implement ARA, if at all your goal is to execute ARA, then the integration scenario you have to select here is the authorization management. So for the authorization, in the authorization management, add your RFC connection. So if at all you want to perform risk analysis in the S4 HANA system, then you have to add this RFC connection in the authorization. How we can do it? Just select the integration scenario, select the AUTH, select the scenario connection type, add SAP system, go for the scenario connection link and add your RFC connection. until and unless you add your RFC connection in the integration scenario, you cannot do the execution. So the RFC we have created right now is GRC S4 HANA. I am adding it here, save the details. That's it. That's simple. Raise these tickets. These are not that important for us. So raise these tickets. So make sure that you add in this folder only. Some students accidentally adding here itself or adding here itself. So it will be again difficult for you only to check whether you added or not. If you add wherever you want, just add in the connections link only. Okay, so always make sure that you are adding in the connection link only, so that it will be easy for you, and the system will also, the basis people will be releasing these tickets, so it will be easy for them also. This is the first scenario. And if at all your goal is to do execution of BRM, then you should be selecting the role management. So if at all you want to execute BRM, you have to select the scenario called role management and give your RFC connection here in this way. So the same activity you are performing for all the four scenarios. So select the role management scenario connection type, it's SAP, and go for the scenario link and add your RFC connection. Then only you can perform the RFC, then only you can perform the role maintenance or role management through this RFC connection. These are all the background settings which we are going to do. If you don't do these settings, you cannot perform the activities. Next scenario we are having here is the provisioning. So when are we going to do the provisioning? When we require to perform ARM, go to the scenario connection link, go for provisioning and add your RFC. And similarly, last one you are having is the super user privileges, that is for EAM. If at all you want to execute EAM, come to super user privileges and add your RFC connection here also. So, so this allows you to perform activity. Go for provisioning, scenario connection link, SAP system, and add your RFC connection here. So go for here and save the details. So once give an enter button here, so it must be updated in this way and save the details. Now do this for the last scenario also, that is integration scenario for super user privilege management. Firefighters are called as a super users, that's why the name will be super users only. There won't be any terminology emergency users or emergency access here. So select the super user privileges, select this one, scenario connection link, go for new, go for SAP, add the new entries, select your RFC name. So in this way, select your RFC connection here. So this is the settings which you have to perform here. Okay, right. Any doubts still here? So this is the RFC settings which we need to perform here. A part of these things. So just let me overview the general settings also. Let me check. This is part of the regular general settings only we'll be getting. Let me check. Do we need to anything? So activation of application we have seen, right? So whatever access control, process control, we have risk management, we need to activate here. Come back and supporting language. So these are the supported language for GRC. If at all you want to add new language, so by default 01 and 02 will be available, German and English. So remaining thing someone has added. If at all you want to add further, create a sequence number and select the language key. So when you browse whatever languages SAP is supporting, all So 44 languages it is going to it is going to show you here in this way. You can select anyone. So I want the Hindi language, I can select here. But mostly I have never seen anyone executing SAP other than English till now. English in some parts of in the some part of European countries, German only. So no one is going to execute SAP in local languages. I have never seen anyone doing that, but SAP still supports it as per theory. Okay, right. So now going further, set up transport connectors not required, not required. Number ranges we will just discuss at the time when we require. Shared master data also we require one or two things at the time of execution only. Right then, you can just go undergo with this common component settings only. For today, these are sufficient. Tomorrow, we are going to do something called as the access control settings. Okay. So once we complete access control setting, we can start the ARA implementation. Okay. We will start with how to create the rule set topic. Tomorrow we are going to complete the access control. So just let me give you the schedule. So tomorrow we are having an online and offline class. There we are going to discuss about access control settings. By tomorrow, all the post installation steps and the settings we are going to complete. Saturday also we will be having a session. On Saturday session we will be having the revision session of the security. Okay, and from Monday onwards we will start the GRC implementation. Okay, Saturday it's only an online session. So some of you are having some doubts in the security. All those things you can ask me on Saturday, right then. So till here, anyone having any doubts, you can ask me in the today's session. Any doubts? Is it clear? So anyone from online having any doubts? Yogesh, Ramya, Srikanth,
No, sir, it's clear.
right then. Okay then, right. So we will be meeting tomorrow. So after completing tomorrow's session, this weekend you can do this practical. Very, very, very important. Connector settings and the access control settings are very important. The execution anyone can do, but these things only the people who is having complete knowledge only can do this thing. So make sure that you are learning all the settings and configuration. Okay, everyone, we'll be meeting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Have a nice day, everyone.
Sir,